All right, welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 80, and we are moving right along. And with me, as always, Justin, and of course, Joe.
And Justin's back in studio.
He is. He's back. We tried to get rid of him, but he found his way back. Yeah, I'm joking. No, Justin stays busy, so he's got a lot of different hats he wears, and this is just one of them. But Justin, you're back, just in time for show 80, and it's kind of weird. I like the little milestones. You know, when you kind of get in the middle of a decade type deal.
Right.
You know, sets of 10s always make me happy, and of course 25, and of course, you know, we're squeezing in here on 100 coming up.
I know. We're gonna do something big for 100. I don't know yet what, but we'll have to do something.
I'm just saying, Justin, no streaking. It's not that kind of deal. But anyway, no, I'm joking. All right, so show number 80 here, Help Desk with Joe. And Joe, as always, you got lots of good topics, and Justin just was telling us about one before we started, so I'm excited. We got some good stuff going on today. And for those not familiar with how the show works, we're here in Spencer, West Virginia in our Patch Turned Up studios. And Joe with A&M Digital Technologies helps out the local consumer. I get you. Your local, your state, your regional. You do a lot of stuff between you and Cena, Joe. So
yeah, actually, talk about regional. I actually had a customer contact me yesterday from Michigan.
Nice.
Looking for had some couple questions.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you get local business here that does all kinds of good stuff, and you guys power all the stuff that happens behind the scenes here at Patch. So I'm well versed with what all stuff you take care of, because you make my life really nice. I just like, hey Joe, this is the IT problem we have, the computer problem we have, the phone problem we have, whatever. Joe, fix it. So spoiled in one way, but very thankful in the other. So support local businesses. That's my spiel for the day. A&M Digital Technologies. And so Joe, what you do is you help out the consumers by bringing up news stories and technology stuff that people need to know about. Especially like last time, the Apple users, because Apple doesn't do automatic updates. You had to go in and do it yourself, especially when they have a huge breach. But hey, I don't have to worry about it because I'm Android. What about you, Justin?
It's something that keeps me up at night.
All right. Anyway, so Joe, first story out of the gates today, Twitter.
Yes. So before we start our story, did you guys survive the great Facebook outage of 2021?
I didn't even notice it.
On Monday?
I didn't check. I don't check Facebook unless I load something up for patch.
I know that, but I didn't. I was surprised that you weren't trying to upload something. Apparently not.
Well, okay, so here's my issue.
Okay.
When I upload stuff for patch on Facebook, like pictures of stuff that's going on at Sunnybank or whatever,
right?
Usually I can upload one and then I have some sort of error and I just have to wait.
Right.
So I was having problems anyway, which just goes ahead. I don't even know how. Which makes me mad about it regardless.
Okay.
So I spend a lot of time mad at Facebook, and mostly it's because my stuff doesn't upload very well.
Right.
Even if I'm here connected to internet, it doesn't seem to matter. I just get sorry, failed to upload message, and I can't do anything about it other than just stew and give it an hour or two and try again.
Right.
And sometimes that doesn't even help. So I've been having those issues for like a month.
Well, they actually this is kind of a extra bonus story, not including Justin's bonus story, which
hold on, is this a fix to my issue?
Well, it may be.
Well, I even went to this. This is the part that I started going to, because at first I thought it was my phone.
Right.
So I would email myself the pictures of whatever's happening out the farm or whatever.
Right.
And then try to do it from my desktop.
Right.
And load them in that way.
Right.
Sometimes that worked.
Right.
Sometimes it didn't. So I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know what was going on there.
Right.
If it's just me or what, but I never had that problem until about a month ago.
Well, Facebook actually had to reboot everything on Monday, so it may have fixed some stuff. So what had happened was somebody had updated something at Facebook, and it literally took everything down.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy about that. That's good for everybody.
They was down for 5 hours.
Just enough time to cause everybody a panic attack?
Yeah.
What did everybody do when they didn't have Facebook to go and complain?
Well, had plenty of time to come up with funny memes. I seen one.
Oh, yeah. Turn loose the meme games, because here we go.
I seen one where
I'm going on Facebook just to look at the memes now.
Yeah, I seen one where it had a picture of the little house on the prairie and said, "My family when Facebook went down." That one
I can imagine, because a lot of people spend some time on Facebook.
And then another one was, I hope Facebook doesn't go down again because I got tired running around showing my neighbors last night what I had for dinner.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You beat me to it because I was going to say, what are people going to do when they can't show their food? They ate for you.
Yeah.
Or what they had for lunch.
Yeah.
So it
does stink though, because like I could see, like if we were doing Facebook Live with the boys over in the green room or something like that,
Right.
that would definitely be a handicap.
Yeah, so what had happened was somebody had updated something at Facebook. It was some kind of security thing. And what had happened is the employees had been working from home. It locked them out, and it locked the employees out on campus to the point the employees couldn't even access the server rooms.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That seems like a major
Yeah.
issue when it gets that bad.
Yeah, it was huge.
Somebody forgot their password and had to reset it. That's what really happened. They're like, password reset. I'm like, oh, crap. Here goes everything.
Watch this.
Yeah. Is that one of the hold my drink scenarios?
Yeah.
Hold my drink and watch as I wreak havoc here for a couple hours. Let's just see what happens when the world stops turning.
Well, I tell you exactly what happened. Everybody went on Twitter and started making fun of it. And literally, Twitter posted a tweet that says, "Welcome, literally everyone."
Who owns Twitter?
Not Facebook.
Okay, Facebook owns Instagram, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I remember
Yeah, so it was
you covered that in one of your news stories.
Yeah, so it took down Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger all across the board.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't even notice Messenger, but I don't use that a whole lot either. Huh. Okay. Man, my world, you know what? This is the beauty of my world. I didn't even notice. So, all is well in, Dave's
I
world.
was working on trying to promote the nut run. Or
Justin, on the other hand.
it's like my charger bank having to come back in the room every once in a while, check on it. It was still sitting there spinning.
Well, it was only 5 hours. It wasn't 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your charger bank takes 3 weeks.
Yeah, I sent you guys a message that I started charging on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a solid week.
Really?
Wow.
I gotta think. If I was in your shoes, I'd be worried that sucker's gonna catch on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, something major is going on there that it is not.
But my question is, would it be a slow burn?
It might take a month.
Yeah.
Start out as a little smolder, and the way that
Rubbing
thing
sticks
works.
together with that thing. Yeah. Oh man.
Gosh. So Facebook. Or wait a minute. I thought it was a Twitter story.
It was, but I was sidebarring us.
Gotcha. Okay. Was there more with Twitter?
Yeah, so Twitter...
There's more. And
Yeah.
wait, there's more.
So Twitter is testing a warnings system that warns you about intense conversations on iOS and Android.
What? I'm going to get kicked off of
Twitter.
Wait a minute. Well, I don't do Twitter anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I have a lot of intense conversations. They're not really intense, but they probably seem intense because I like using explanation points.
Right.
And I like calling people scoundrels and, just whatever else pops up.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a new heads-up note that also serves as a, I completely forgot that this word existed, netiquette? Internet netiquette? Or
What?
internet etiquette, netiquette?
Okay. I was going to say, I have no idea what you just said, but
It's
okay.
going to serve as a netiquette reminder.
Netiquette.
What'd you call me?
Then there's fighting words, Joe. I don't know what that word means, but I feel like I should be ready to fight about it.
That's one of them education words, isn't it?
Yeah. That's way above my head.
So yesterday, the company said it's testing a heads-up feature on iOS and Android that'll serve as a helpful PSA. And Twitter said it was in the works a few weeks ago. On top of the intensity warning, there's also a screen that highlights a few golden rules of online conversations. Remember,
What'd you call me? I got it. Justin hit the zinger of the day right there. That was a home run. That was a grand slam of a zinger. I like it. Welcome to the show, Justin. Now you're carrying your own weight. That's good.
he's become one of us.
Yeah, we've had that influence on him. Cena's probably like, oh, boys.
Poor Justin.
All right, sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
So Twitter's going to include a few golden rules of conversation.
Oh wow.
Yeah, remember that there's a person on the other side.
Yeah.
Focus on facts
Dave's shaking his head.
and consider the value of different opinions, which could help strengthen your perspective.
Wow.
Twitter's doing character ed now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, this is the kind of rules we teach in pre-K.
Yeah.
What it didn't take? I don't get it.
apparently you're not on social media
don't
enough
be
for.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep your
Yeah.
hands to yourself. Teeth are not for biting.
Yep.
Feet are not for kicking, and hands are not for hitting. And
No, they're
apparently,
for- they're
Twitter's
for-
not for bad mouthing.
No, hands are not for fighting; they're for sending mean tweets. Apparently.
There you go. Keyboard warriors.
Yes.
It is kind of crazy. I'm surprised. I'm surprised more people don't track somebody down and be like, listen, especially like we're in a small community, so I'm really surprised it doesn't happen here more often. Keyboard warriors go crazy and say something really stupid, and somebody doesn't see him the next day at Walmart because everybody goes to Walmart, and be like, listen, it's on. Let me take my shirt off. Here we go.
Oh, it doesn't. Luckily, it hasn't happened around here, but it does happen.
Oh, I'm sure it
Yeah.
does, but I'm just, you know what I mean? In small
Yeah.
communities
Oh, yeah.
everywhere where people were Facebook warriors, keyboard warriors, whatever. But yeah, because people will say all kinds. We do a lot of character ed and a lot of internet safety and cyberbully issues with our Take It From Us group and our Raise group, and that's one of the things we always talk about. It takes, a lot less to say something mean when you're behind the keyboard and there's no context to go with the content.
Right.
And you'd never think about what you would say if you were face to face
Right.
versus, well, I'm safe because I'm at home and behind the keyboard, and
Right.
and kids they struggle to understand that, and then a lot of times the content doesn't match the context, and they get all bent out of shape over something said,
Right.
through text or Snapchat or whatever, and then next thing you know, somebody's mad at somebody because of what they blah blah blah.
Right.
Anyway, there's a whole thing on. Yeah, all right. What did you call it? What did you call it, Justin? Netiquette.
Yeah, netiquette.
All right, there you go. So yeah, everybody, come on, put your big boy pants on or big girl pants on, and be nice to people. It's not that hard.
So this feature is similar to.
Joe's like, yeah, I'm sending a mean text right after this show.
Get ready, Dave.
Don't try to talk me out of it.
It's my right to send these mean texts. So the feature is similar to Birdwatch, which is Twitter's community-driven push to fight misinformation and informed context. The heads-up feature is an attempt to empowering the company's users. It's tough to prevent toxic conversations entirely, and this is one way to opt out of a potentially contentious argument.
Man.
Of course, it isn't a replacement for tools that can actually help people avoid harassment, like its new safety mode feature.
You know what's crazy? Our Congress people are going to be like, what's going on? I can no longer spread blatant lies and hate talk.
I think they're kind of.
Are they banned anyway? Oh yeah, they get a free pass.
Well, I
like
think
insider trading.
I think it's one of those. It all depends on which lie they're telling.
Oh jeez.
and I'm not talking one side or the other. I'm just talking across the board.
Oh yeah, all of them are.
It
crazy.
all depends on which lie you're telling it. Because
Yeah.
if you tell the right lie, they'll let it go through. But if you tell the wrong lie, no, we gotta smack your fingers on that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's what. This is my own little soapbox, just for a side deal, because Justin's not paying attention. But it's kind of crazy when it seems like our politicians' main job now is to go around and cause problems with each other,
Yes.
and not even with solving problems for the people.
Right.
Now their job is to go around and give speeches. It's. I don't know. I'm impressed that people tolerate it, because I would look at them and think to myself, and this is what I do think to myself: I'm paying you my tax money to go around and give hate speeches right back to people about the other people
Yeah.
trying to solve the problems here that we have, or take care of the crisis, or whatever we're dealing with. And that's what we're paying you for?
Well, and
Shouldn't you be in a meeting somewhere solving some problems?
Well, then when you say, well, why is it this fix? It's always, well, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Whoever they are.
Oh yeah,
it's
they's the
their
magic
fault.
people out there.
Yeah.
But I just, we're paying them to drive around or fly around in these, fancy jets and give these stump speeches for no reason.
Yeah.
Just to spread hate speech and lies. And I'm just like, anyway. All right, there you go. There's my soapbox for the day. I'm off of it.
I
Moving
agree.
on. I will say this, though. I do email my representatives
Mm-hmm.
on a regular basis. So everybody out there, if everybody would get together and email your representatives, regardless of how you feel about whatever, just let them know that you care and that they should be doing their jobs. Like,
Right.
i.e., passing a budget. That's job number one for if you're a Congress person.
Right.
Pass a budget. And if you don't pass the budget, you ought to be fired. But here we go, kicking the can down the road some more. It's a bunch of knuckleheads.
Well,
So-
it's their fault that they didn't.
Yeah,
that they can't get the budget passed.
Yeah, I like how both sides blame it on each other, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's everybody's job. It's like a everybody thing.
Yeah. All
not
of you,
a partisan thing.
Yeah, because all of you all get paid out of the same bucket.
Yes, good point. That is exactly right. That money comes out of taxpayer money. Do
Yeah.
your job. And I don't understand why they get away with not doing their job. I do know it's apathy. You know, the average person is trying to work and support their family, take care of their kids, and pay their bills. They don't have time to chaperone these knuckleheads. But that's honestly, in my opinion, I think that's what's going to take. More
engagement.
Yeah,
Public.
more average people are going to have to start emailing and calling and just saying, do your job.
Well, it's gotten to the point now, though, that society overall has kind of flipped the script of going, we need to rely on the government. No, the government works for us. Their wages are paid by our tax dollars. So instead of waiting for the government to tell us to do, we should be going, hey, we sent you there to do a job. Do it. If you can't do that job, we will replace you. This is how this works.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and that's how it's kind of crazy. So, Joe, we'll do the scenario with you here.
Okay.
If you know, you had a couple employees and all they wanted to do was go around and chit chat and spread rumors and lies and hang out and not actually do any actual work, what would you do?
Fire them.
There you go. So but I don't understand why these Congress people can't be fired. I mean, I know they can, but
Right.
Well, yeah, they keep getting elected.
yeah, let's just re-elect the same knuckleheads, do more of the same.
Well, and it's funny that a lot of the people that elect these same people over and over and over are the ones that are screaming, we need term limits.
Yeah.
If you vote them out, you don't need term limits.
Yeah, there you go. It's an easy fix.
I mean, yeah, it's a good idea, but if you quit voting for that same person over and over,
The hard part is with that, though, is gerrymandering. They've gerrymandered their districts so much.
right?
That and if you're not familiar with gerrymandering, that's where you redraw your district lines to only include people that will vote for you.
Right.
So like Mitch McConnell's a big one. You look at him in Kentucky, his voting district looks like a jigsaw puzzle with a bunch of missing pieces because his district is made up only of affluent voters that will vote for
Him regardless.
Yeah, it sounds mean, but you know, he's an older white guy. He's going to get the votes of those areas that they've mapped out and gerrymandered.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like Roane County split in thirds. It's
Right.
pretty simple, pretty
Right.
straightforward. You got
Right.
the southern, middle, and the north.
Yeah.
And that's where your representatives come from. Now we do have some gerrymandering with like Mitch Carmichael's seat and those kind of areas. They kind of because we go over and for some reason Kenna is kind of in our area.
But Ripley isn't.
Yeah, it goes over to Kenna.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. They kind of cut through there to make them a little better. You know, we have Donna Boley, who's at St. Mary's. And don't get me wrong, I like Donna Boley. She's a nice lady. She always takes time to talk with us when we go down to the Capitol and stuff. But, you know, we don't have very much in common with St. Mary's.
Right.
So it's kind of a weird representation. The
Right.
same as we don't have a lot in common with Kennan, necessarily.
Right.
So the gerrymandering issue affects West Virginia some, but it really hits home with a lot of the congressional districts and a lot of the
Right.
places that are more urban. But anyway, got to get rid of
I mean,
gerrymandering.
I could be ignorant, but it seems like you could do a computer program that would fairly draw maps out for you instead of having the human hand behind it with a motivation to draw it a certain way.
Oh,
You don't even need a computer. I mean, you could take Mitch McConnell
Like
of
you said,
Kentucky, just
Cut it.
freaking draw a line
in
north and
thirds.
south and say, there
Right.
you go, that's your
Yeah.
district, here's your district,
Yeah.
now you take care of your constituents.
Instead of
And
these wiggly lines. that go
oh,
all over the place.
his is unreal, and he's not alone. I'm just pulling him out because Kentucky's close to us,
Right.
and I'm over there quite a bit with soccer, and I just know their districts, and I'm just like, what in the world? How people let that happen? It's amazing. If I was over in his area, I'd be upset. So anyway, all right, that's
Apple's in the news, right?
yes. There you go. Let's talk about Apple again this week. What did we talk about last week? I even forget.
What was it? I mean, we
wasn't
raked them
Window
over
update at one point.
The update was 2 weeks ago.
and then we raked them over the coals last week. Yeah, Justin, you missed.
The new phone.
You missed. That's what it was. There was a glitch in the software.
Oh, that's right. It wouldn't work with your watch.
yeah,
and
your
everything
Apple
else.
Watch.
Yeah, congratulations, Justin.
Yeah,
Our lone Apple user.
the new iPhone 13 wouldn't let you unlock the phone with the Apple Watch, which is one of the main features
Yeah.
they announced on the press release.
And you weren't here, but we gave you a hard time about it anyway, so you're welcome.
Couldn't even defend myself.
Yeah, feel free to go
exactly.
back and listen to the show and just take your medicine, pal.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway,
So some actual good news this week. So Justin picked a good time to come back.
okay.
So the new Apple AirPods Pro can now boost other people's voices during conversations.
Was that a problem?
So wait, if you're having an in-face conversation with someone or over
Yes.
the phone? Or
No, in person.
Like a hearing
like a
aid?
hearing?
Almost.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm getting those from my mom. She
So-
doesn't have an iPhone though. But
Yeah.
So the AirPods,
hold on, did Android already have these?
not yet.
See?
Ooh,
Point
this
for
is
Apple.
1 point,
Yeah.
1 out of 100.
Yeah.
We now
Maybe-
have hearing aids. Woo.
Well,
Apple hearing aids. This is what we need.
well, hearing aids are kind of expensive. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, how much is an AirPod thing?
Couple
The-
hundred?
Well, these are the Pro Series, so I don't know how much.
Somebody do some research, man.
Okay, let me look here real quick.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if that's cheaper than hearing aids, I could slap a set of those on my mom.
There's somebody in my family I might slap these on as well.
That's it. So wait a minute. So AirPods would work with an Android though, right? Maybe not.
I don't know if they
Because
do.
don't
or
they
not.
just Bluetooth sync?
Well,
Apple's funny like that. Yeah,
yeah.
never mind. You got to pay a high price for Apple.
$249.
Yeah, I figured over
250.
200, yeah.
Yeah, you could probably go get hearing aids for cheaper than that.
I don't know if you want good ones.
Yeah.
But good ones cost probably a couple thousand.
How good do you think these are though? In
Well,
that regard.
Well, so according. Okay, let me see.
Hold on. Wouldn't that be weird? How would that work though? Because if you're on the phone with somebody, I guess you couldn't be on the phone and listen to somebody outside
Right.
the conversation, right?
Right. So this is kind of aimed at people that have mild hearing difficulties.
Right.
So if
That's everybody.
you have
I'm pretty sure my kids have that. I was just talking to one of them yesterday, and they're like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, I just gave you a 5-minute spiel, man.
Yeah.
You only caught like nothing." Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
so if you have more extensive hearing loss, you're definitely going to have to go to
Yeah.
get hearing aids. But this is for mild hearing difficulties. So as noted by Mac Rumors, AirPods Pro users can now take advantage of the Conversation Boost feature the company revealed on Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference over the
Hold
summer.
on. Does it work with a phone, or is this going to be like another iWatch feature that just doesn't work?
No, it's in the earbuds themselves.
Well, that's what I'm
So-
saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying, does it actually connect to the phone and work, or
yes.
is this like the
yeah,
watch
you have
thing?
that. Yeah, the earbuds.
Has somebody tested this?
It's listening through your phone, right? Like the
What?
AirPods don't have an input.
Yeah, they have a mic
Microphone.
on them, don't
yeah,
they?
yeah,
Oh, they do?
yeah. The earbuds have a built-in microphone to amplify the
Yeah.
volume.
Like
of-
I can take phone calls on my earbuds.
Yeah.
You might not even need your phone on you. You could just be walking around with your AirPods and be getting an amplified conversation.
I don't know. My earbuds now Android, which is advanced, of course. They have to have a Bluetooth connection to work to something. Like I can
Right.
Bluetooth to my watch. It has music stored on it, and I can listen that way without my phone. But they have to have some Bluetooth connection.
Right. Yeah, so these will connect to your phone, and once your AirPods Pro run in the latest firmware, which surprisingly Apple installs the AirPod updates automatically, you can turn the feature on by going to the accessibility menu in the settings on your connected iPhone or iPad. From there, tap the audio visual, then headphone, accommodations, and switch on transparency mode. You can then enable Conversation Boost. So not only will it boost the conversation, but it'll kind of do slight noise cancellation as well. So the background noise it kind of
Kind of filters out.
filters out as well.
Boy, technology is amazing.
Yes.
This is interesting. Part of me thinks, who the heck would use this? But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't know that too many people will use it, but I know that people like myself would love to strap it on their parent that pretends like they don't need hearing aids but can't actually hear.
Well, that'll at least give you a degree of a set
So
idea of how bad their hearing loss is.
here's the problem, though. Getting my mom, who needs these, to actually figure out how to use them would be a whole different story.
Yeah, it'd be easier just to send her to the audiologist and have them
Yeah,
get
which
the hearing aids.
Yeah,
The way you described it, Joe, it sounds like you'd have to have a
it goes.
iPhone. It wouldn't work with an Android.
No,
Right.
but I just mean even you get somebody that's older, the older generation, and I apologize for the older generation. It's no way in a mean way, but it's harder for them to understand how to use phones anyway.
Right.
Like I tried to explain a hotspot to my mom, and holy smokes! But anyway, good luck with that.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. I never saw that coming.
Yeah,
They would.
just what you needed on your iPhone and your AirPods.
Yeah. Yeah. So now gives you another reason to keep your AirPods in during a conversation. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
tuning. I'm
that's
not
the thing
tuning you
that
out.
seems weird to me that someone would put these in every time they're about to have a conversation, or just walk around with them in their ear all day.
Well, a lot of people do that already.
That's why I want to slap them out of kids' ears.
Yeah, but now they'll come up to you and go, hey, I can hear you better. I'm not listening to music. I'm not ignoring you.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to a high school kid the other day, and they checked their Snapchat in the middle of our conversation. I was like, listen, that's rude. They're like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, no, it's rude. I want your attention here. I'm telling you important stuff that you need to focus on. You do not need to be looking at Snapchat while I'm talking to you. But they didn't realize it was like a social issue. Yeah, they were just like, that's just what we do. Yeah. I was like, well, you're not going to do it with me.
Right.
It makes me think it could do a language translator, same thing. Like, you could be having a conversation with someone in Spanish, and it would translate into your
AirPods.
AirPods, yeah.
Buenos dias.
Taco.
Taco.
Por favor.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's Apple AirPods picking up conversations.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this does help somebody out there, though.
Oh yeah, there's probably that's all the people worried about their getting tracked. There you go. Now Apple's definitely picking up on your conversations.
Yeah, at least they're honest about it.
Yeah, they're telling you up front. By the way, have conversations. We will listen in and help you as we listen in.
But at least you can opt in on this feature, and it's not being forced down your throat.
Oh, they're probably on, and you just don't know it.
Wow.
I mean, I've had to. It freaks me out, and I do have a little bit of conspiracy theory in me, I guess. But Joe, and you know this, and you and I have talked about before. We've mentioned something, and then bam, you start getting ads for it on Amazon or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, daggone, it is listening.
Well, Cena and I had this conversation yesterday.
Really?
We've been having conversations about something, and she said, I got on Facebook and started seeing ads for it.
No way.
Yeah.
I swear, I think it's happening because
she said because literally what was showing up literally had nothing to do.
Yeah.
We was talking about medicines and prescriptions and all that with our family members and all that, and literally
something that wouldn't normally show up regardless.
Yeah, and literally yesterday she started getting ads for this machine will help you remember when to take your meds on time because it'll. Jeez. Yeah.
Well, see, that's Kale and I were going to a soccer game, and this was back in in the summer. When summer started, we were going to a tournament and. Just driving down the road, and we both had our phones on for whatever reason. Like mine was on Google Maps or something, or
right.
And his was whatever. He was checking like the game status, and we were talking about summer jobs, which is completely off the scale for any normal conversation.
Right.
And lo and behold, when I got to the game, and it was one of the games I was going to broadcast to Facebook, via live whatever. Popped up Facebook, and the first ad I see, need work from home. Never had one of those ads before.
Right.
And that is so off the base of the normal ads.
Right.
That I was like, it had to have been listening to us.
It had to be.
Because
there's no coincidence.
Yeah, how in the world does work from home pop up?
Right.
But by golly, 10 minutes after that conversation, there it was.
Yeah.
So I think I texted you right about that time. I was like, Joe, my phone. Make it stop.
As Dave is slowly turning it off and setting it down.
Oh, yeah. I needed it because I wanted to record the game, but I was just like, daggone it is listening.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about all the dumb conversations I have that my phone's listened in on. I was like, well, get some of that, phone.
Yeah, that's what you get.
That's what you deserve. Because my conversations are skewed for sure. Look at the people I talk to. I had a great conversation with a preschooler the other day that I'd love to have had recorded. Somebody somewhere is going, wow. I didn't know that much about Barney. I thought Barney was gone by now, but Barney's back.
Yeah.
Somebody crank up the Barney ads again. Here we go.
Yeah. So help me if I walk out here and I have one Facebook ad up for Barney. You're gonna get a text message for every ad I see.
Oh yeah,
big. Justin, I'll leave you out of this one because I won't group chat. I won't group text it. I'll save you the pain and the risk of getting ads as well.
Everybody needs a big purple dinosaur in their life. Come on now, that sings songs. Anyway, that's a conversation I had. You're welcome. All right, we went so deep into this one, I forget what the third topic's about.
Google Maps.
Google Maps, that's right. I use Google Maps. I use Waze Waze.
Waze.
Waze, yeah, I use Waze as well.
So, this one may apply to you. You guys may actually like this one.
Okay, hit me.
So Google Maps is going to add a dedicated, what they call a Lite navigation mode for bicyclists.
Lite?
Yes.
Huh.
So,
It already has bicycle on it, though, I think.
well,
and walk.
but they're going to make a slight change to how the map looks.
Huh.
So instead of having to enter the full turn-by-turn interface in Lite mode, it'll just kind of give you an ETA on your
Yeah.
destination, what time you'll
Is
get
it
there.
already on there?
Well, they just released it.
Huh.
And instead of giving you like the street level turn-by-turn, it'll just show you where you're at and where your destination is on the map. It'll just give you kind of a full screen.
Really?
Yeah, so Google Maps has included cycling directions for years now, but not a dedicated navigation mode for those who like to travel from place to place on two wheels. That's changing in the coming months with the introduction of a new feature called Lite Navigation. Taking the turn-by-turn functionality that Maps is known for, the tool allows you to see important details about your current trip without the need to keep your phone's screen turned on. You also don't need to enter the full turn-by-turn interface to use this feature. At a glance, it'll also allow you to see your current ETA and any changes in elevation. Google announced the introduction of Lite Navigation as part of a broader effort related to sustainability. So as you might imagine, it's not only cycling-related announcement the company had.
Huh. Now, I wish they'd fix the simple stuff, like when I type in an address,
Right.
and then I need to. So a lot of times, like we go to soccer games or whatever, I'll preview where I want to go,
Right.
just to get an idea of the time and look at the route and so forth, and then
Right.
I'll turn my phone off, clear everything out. And the next day I'll go in and I'll be like, all right, I already put this address in.
Right.
It never pops back up. It gives me
Right.
crap from like 3 months ago.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything.
And I'm just like, man, why?
Now, they also announced that they're going to start offering an eco-friendly car route, which is now available in the U.S. With the rollout, Maps will display a more fuel-efficient route to your destination in addition to the fastest one, as it always has done.
That's kind of neat.
So what's this map gonna look like? Because it's, it looks the same.
Well, they haven't released it yet.
Oh, well, I thought you said it was already out.
No, it's coming soon.
Fine. No preview then.
Right.
I'm not previewing that. Can't make me. Okay. Anyway. Well, I guess that'll be handy. We do bike. Well, Justin,
Not so much.
he jogs a lot.
Yeah.
I do bike though.
Yeah, you'll have to do a product review on that, Dave, when it comes
Yeah, I'll try it out because I do
Yeah.
ride some back roads here and there, and sometimes I look at the map just to kind of see if there's a shortcut or whatever.
I'll
And I actually have been a couple of times on my mountain bike through trails and been like, wait a minute, where in the heck am I? And then tune on Google Maps, and by golly, like up in Canaan Valley at Davis, there's trails back behind the town, and they're actually on Google Maps.
really.
Yeah, it shows you all the trails, which is amazing to me. I don't know. I mean, somebody somewhere recorded them, but it's pretty cool.
Well, I'll put a pin in this, and as soon as they release it, we'll
Heck
send
yeah.
you out and let you test.
Haven't heard that one for a while. Put a pin in it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
So now, if
I like
you
it.
don't come back by the next episode, then we
I've gotten
knew-
lost on Google
Yeah,
Maps.
we automatically know what the review is going to be.
Yeah. All right, cool. I will try it out for sure. Okay. All right.
So now Justin has a bonus story.
Ooh, Justin, lay it on us.
Yeah, we have all seen The Social Dilemma on Netflix.
Yep.
And we discussed a little bit some of the, it's one of those things where social media just seemed like a great thing, and slowly over time there's been some things coming out to where it seems like it's
I know.
causing issues with body image.
I know
young
where you're going with
people.
this, and I've been on this soapbox forever.
Yeah, I just listened to a podcast this morning from the New York Times, basically giving a recap of these Senate hearings that are going on, where a whistleblower, Frances Haugen, who worked at Facebook for a while and was part of their, their whole push to use algorithms to
Right.
kind of curate people's news feeds, and she's basically come out and said, my experience at Facebook was that I was in meetings where they were aware of some of the negative effects these algorithms were having, and basically there's a conflict between maybe what's best for people and what's actually making the most money, because the algorithms generate more clicks, it gets people
Oh, yeah.
more engaged, they spend more time on Facebook.
That's the whole point of it, though.
But she's coming out and saying this is bad, and we need to. Basically, she recommended some some regulation on the government's part to tap down. And one of her suggestions was, instead of a curated news feed where it's trying to hack your brain and figure out what you want to see, the news feed should go back to a linear time frame. This was posted this.
Yeah,
time.
I preferred the linear
Scroll
time
down.
frame.
And yeah, she had some other suggestions, but her big thing was she released these documents that Facebook has done studies and they've been aware of the negative effects for a while and have really done nothing and have gone the opposite way.
So here's my problem with this. I mean, I understand where she's going and what she's saying, but if we go after Facebook, then we have to go after Burger King, McDonald's, Dairy Queen. Let's just start going after everything that's bad
This
for you.
is true.
I mean, it's a rabbit's hole. Once you go down,
Yeah, once you said
let's go after big corporations that are monopolizing everything, cell phones, TV.
Yep.
I mean, let's go.
Yeah, once you set the precedence, you have to.
Yeah. I mean, that's a dangerous deal because everybody knows what's bad for you.
Right.
They don't care.
Right.
I mean, it's so hard to start doing that. And Facebook's a private business. And Joe, I know I've sat there and laid this example on you a lot because you own your own business.
Right.
Facebook's a private business. People do not have to use it. They're choosing to use it.
Right.
The same as you choose to go to McDonald's or you go to whatever. I mean, there's bad stuff I do, obviously, but pick one. Pick whatever thing you do. Like eat ice cream. I know ice cream's bad for me, but I like it.
Yeah, but it tastes good.
I eat it, and the whole time I'm eating it, I'm like, I know it's bad for me, but hey, I'm eating it anyway.
Hey, but I only had one scoop, not two, so I'm okay.
Oh no, I have two, maybe three. It's outrageous.
Well, now my one scoop equals two normal scoops, but
Depends
still.
on the size of your scooper.
Right.
I got a new extra large scooper for Christmas.
Just one, yeah. Don't be messing with me. I only had one scoop.
Yeah.
It was 3 bowls worth.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? That once you kind of go down that slippery slope, where do you go here? I mean, and don't get me wrong, I am 100% on board that social media, and if you don't know what we're talking about, watch Social Dilemma. My gosh, it's eye-opening. It's scary.
Well, now
but everybody knows it's not good for you.
I will put an asterisk on this so this video doesn't get pulled.
Yeah.
To prove these algorithms.
Yeah.
When I made the post about
that's right.
about the social dilemma, I did not say one way or the other if it was good, bad, or indifferent. The three of us, we did a review on a social dilemma.
Yeah.
And I just posted, hey, check out our review of the social dilemma. Facebook deleted that post.
Yep.
And said it violated community guidelines.
Oh, yeah.
I was not hating on anybody. I was not sending a mean tweet.
No, I disagree. You were hating on social media.
Well,
inadvertently.
No, I said to check it out. I did not say, hey, this is great or Facebook is bad. I just said,
I mean, you're promoting something that does hate on social media.
Yes, now that I did do.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not in a bad way. I know what you're saying. I'm just mean, I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where this goes. Keep us updated, Justin, because that's an interesting deal.
Another thing she recommended, and I guess Twitter has tried this and had some success with slowing, people instantly spreading a news story that maybe is not totally factually accurate.
Oh yeah, welcome to every news story for the most part.
One thing they implemented was, before you can share, if you see a story on your feed that says, Dave's an idiot, before you can share that, Twitter would make you click and open the story, so at least encouraging people to actually read something before they share.
Instead of just sharing blindly. That happens.
She recommended that.
I mean,
it's
just such a rabbit's hole. I mean, I'll give you, this is a personal example, not personal, but a local example for us.
Okay.
The school meals. People were up in arms when, 8 years ago or 9, 10 years ago, they looked at the salt content of school meals for kids and what you could feed them. And the USDA changed their regulations for school meals. Well, everybody threw a fit. Kids are starving. The statistics go the exact opposite way. We had in Roane County, and this is a crazy statistic, and keep in mind, I'm talking about this from Patch, Planned Approach to Community Health. Health is at the forefront of just about everything we do.
Right.
Mental health, social health, behavioral health, physical health, you name it. So I follow a lot of statistics and write a lot of grants based off this. We had 2 out of 4 enrolled kindergartners in Roane County clinically diagnosed as obese 4 or 5 years ago. This past year, right before COVID, so now it'd be 2 years ago, 3 out of 4 clinically diagnosed as obese. Our type 2 diabetes is still climbing like nobody's business here in Roane County. But yet, the same people where we're having these huge obesity issues with our kids, huge health problems with our kids, are sitting there crying because, oh, that's wrong that you know, we need to have more salt in our school meals. We need to have more junk food on that kid's tray because
Right.
they're hungry. And we're just, you know, doing the old smacking our forehead and going, what in the world is going on here?
Yeah.
These are meals that these kids need. They
Yeah.
need to have a meal, but it needs to be healthy.
Right.
Why are we doing more detrimental damage to a child that doesn't know? You know, a kindergartner can't determine what's good for them to eat or what's not at this point.
They
in
just
their
know what
life.
tastes good and what they like.
Well, they just know what they're served, you
Right.
know, and everybody's like, well, they won't eat it. And I'm like, a hungry kid will eat. And believe me, I grew up poor. I grew up hungry, and I would eat whatever. You know, there's days that, you know, I'd have ate whatever was thrown in front of me because I was hungry. So
Right.
I don't buy the whole the kids won't eat it. If they're hungry, they'll eat.
Right.
Anyway, soapbox for the day. But that's the crazy part that, you know, people get all up in arms about safety, but yet fight really hard against things that go exactly against that. So I can see how this Facebook deal, in my opinion, will probably have people have some backlash to it. And they'll be like, yeah, I don't care. I want my Facebook.
Right.
Right.
I know
When-
it's bad for them, but I want it.
Well, now I'm going to I'm going to call bunk on what was the lady's name, Justin?
Haugen was her last name.
Okay.
Francis.
On Miss Haugen's claim
Yeah.
that Facebook should take a page out of Twitter's playbook and make you make you
Actually,
pause on
yeah.
these false, quote unquote, false story,
Right.
because Twitter before the election,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to get into politics, but
Oh, boy.
this
Here we go,
but this is
Joe.
this is what happened.
Joe's on
So-
soapbox really
So
early.
here's what I'm going to say
See
is
what you did, Justin? You got him all fired up.
this is what I'm going to say is this is why I'm calling bunk on this.
Yeah.
There was a news story by I think it was the
New York Post.
yes,
Yeah.
the oldest,
The Biden.
yes, the oldest
his son.
continuous,
Yeah.
most respected news publication in America, posted a story about Joe Biden's son was found on his laptop evidence that there were some shady deals happening happening overseas. The New York Post posted that story with evidence and proof of here's where the claim was, here where we got it, you know, did their due justice. Twitter pulled that story, banned their account,
Really?
and said it was fake news. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that's why I
remember that.
call bunk on
Yeah.
that.
On that stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, there's so much double speak.
To the point that,
But, you know, I understand what they're saying. I mean, one of my other friends, one of my soccer friends, had this conversation too. You know, he had an article that talked about there was a study done by whatever, you know, the milk was good for athletes.
right,
And he sent it to me, he's like, hey, check this out and see what you think. And I read through it. They didn't use one reference at all.
right,
No resources.
right.
And it was done, and I was like, man, this is kind of like the American Tobacco Institute all over again, except for dairy.
Right.
And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, so the American Tobacco Institute was funded by the tobacco companies, where they had this German, doesn't matter what nationality he was, but anyway, he was German, German guy that did their studies, and he never once in like 20 years found a link between tobacco and cancer. That was his whole job, was
Yeah.
and you know, American Tobacco Institute, his whole job was to do studies and to make sure there wasn't a link. So he was finding all these little loopholes. Oh no, you know, working with rats, whatever. And, you know, that led to the whole Surgeon General thing, which led to the whole this causes cancer, which led to the whole anti-tobacco deal, you know, but that was his job. And,
Yeah.
you know, and I was like, this is the same thing except for dairy.
Right.
So, and he came back to me when we saw each other at soccer practice. He's like, man, I didn't even read the article. I just sent it on to you. And I was like, you knucklehead.
And
At least take the 3-minute read. Come
right,
on.
and it's one extreme or the other. You have the big tech
Yeah.
companies censoring honest news stories,
Yeah.
which is proof, which has been proven. And on the other hand, there's a lot of people like your friend.
Oh, yeah. You have
that,
knuckleheads that don't even read it.
Yeah, they just share it without reading it.
And I was like, okay, so your real goal was you were lazy and you wanted me to read it and then tell you what the deal was.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, well, why didn't you just say that? I'd have read it. I don't have a problem. I like to read.
Right.
But yeah, especially when
so-
it involves athletics and
Yeah.
whatever. But I was just like, this is a guy, and I'm assuming he shared it on his social media, then
Right.
had me read it.
Right.
I could be wrong, but that's my assumption.
So there is no middle ground. You literally have one extreme or the other.
Yeah.
And I'm fully behind trying to get some kind of middle ground here.
Yeah.
But obviously, where we're at now, neither side's working.
Oh yeah. It's
So-
it's a free for all. It's like the Wild West out on social media.
Yeah. So I'm calling bunk on her claim on Facebook should play like Twitter
Yeah.
because
Well, but you'd be in support of, you have to open an article before you
now
share
that
it.
that I wouldn't mind because I think that would slow a lot of this down
Yeah.
for people to actually read it. But
My mom shares some crazy stuff. I've had a couple talks with her.
yeah, now there's ways to mitigate it.
Well, hold on. What's it called whenever you do a title of something? Just
clickbait?
clickbait. There
Yep.
you go. That's what I told my mom. I had to explain it to my mom. I was like, listen,
Yeah, there is.
just because something says something and it looks like it'd be reasonable, do not share it just because.
Right. Yeah, because I read an article and I'm not going to go into details because I don't remember all the details at this point. But it was something political,
Yeah.
and they was trying to blame this one political and what it was this person in the political position was not doing their job, and everything pointed at them that they was not doing their job.
Right.
But the news twisted it around and said, well, the reason that it's not getting done is because the person had the job before them, they didn't do it, so that's why they're not doing it. It's like, time out, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
Just because the last person, quote unquote, didn't do it or didn't finish the job,
Yeah.
whatever, doesn't give you the pass to go, well, the last thing didn't get done, so you don't have to
I'm
worry
just
about
going to
it.
ignore it as well.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're down to 15 minutes, and you got a tip of the week for us, Joe, since Justin led us so far off of the trail here. One job.
Yeah, but he had a great news story, though.
He did.
so-
That was a good one. And I'll be curious to see, and I'm sure it won't take very long for this to come out the wash, but
Well, she was on like 60 Minutes 2 days before.
yeah.
She
Well, I
went-
just mean stories
right.
like this a week and they're gone because something else happens. Or
Right.
whatever, so yeah.
Well,
So
okay,
keep us updated next week, Justin.
So here's a conspiracy theory.
Hold on, is this the tip of the week or just a
No, before
random?
we get to the tip of the week.
Justin.
So conspiracy theory. Don't you think it's awful convenient? This lady was meeting with Congress on Tuesday that Facebook shut down on Monday.
Ooh.
I'm telling you right now, if this episode gets pulled,
Yeah.
I will completely understand why, because we have brought up social dilemma,
Yeah.
the president, politics, and Facebook.
All in
conspiracy,
one.
all
All in one
episode.
whammy.
So if this episode lasts an
Wow.
hour, I'll be surprised.
That is a good point.
But yeah, isn't it convenient that Facebook happened to go offline the day before all this was supposed to?
I mean, that would be one heck of a coincidence.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we got to go ahead and fix some stuff now.
Yeah.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah. It's Enron all over again.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh no. Enron made it in here. Oh. This is so true. Now I'm paranoid, Joe. I'm still not giving up my phone though. We talked about things that are bad for you, but we just can't do that. Yeah.
Right.
I'll keep my phone.
Okay, so
All right. Tip of the week, Joe.
Okay, so you want to hear something that's really funny? Justin's news story and all this, and
Yeah.
this week's tip of the week kind of all runs together. It's
Oh,
scary on
boy.
how all this all runs together.
Here we go.
So today's tip of the week boils down to don't be a knucklehead, and I'll tell you how not to be a knucklehead. At least part of it.
Hold on. That could be like tip of the day.
Oh, I
But
know.
that could be what's a daily affirmations.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of people's daily affirmations. Listen, don't be a knucklehead today. You
Yeah.
tried really hard yesterday, you failed, but there's always today.
Right.
That's the one that I hear every morning from myself. I'm like, oh, you tried so hard yesterday. Today's your day, though. Come on, champ. Get up. Get moving. This is your day.
Yep.
And then halfway through the day, I'm like, failed again.
Hey, you do
There's
better.
always tomorrow.
I'm gonna say you did better than me. You made it half a day. If I make it an hour, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Get out the house without being a knucklehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But me, it's like get out of bed without
Yeah.
being a knucklehead.
Well,
and
that's, I
some days
get up in the
struggle with
morning,
that.
and usually there's a couple work tweets that we pass around in our group chats, and I'm always like, oh boy, this is how my day is starting. I can't wait till lunchtime. By then, it's hard to tell.
We're a peanut vendor away from a circus over here.
Oh, we are definitely a circus. It's just depending on who can claim what monkeys. It's like, all right, which one of us is going to take this monkey today?
Yeah.
You know. All right. Anyway, sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Okay, so Dave, I know you're not on social media a lot,
Yeah.
but do you and Justin see from time to time people post these? Your rapper name is the color of your shirt and the street you lived on. It's kind of.
I'm just saying, if you throw that crap out, I defriend you immediately.
But have you guys seen stuff like that? Or
Yeah, I mean,
let's
yeah.
take a trip down memory lane and tell us what your first job was. Or take this survey to find out which Star Trek character you are, or or which song most is most like your lifestyle, or blah blah blah.
I tell you, the one I did see was who would play you in a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of harmless, so I let it go. I didn't unfriend them.
Okay.
It wasn't completely dumb, I guess, in my book. But anybody, if you throw out any of the other ones like that crap,
Yeah.
you're unfriended.
So here's what a lot of people don't realize are those quote unquote fun little games and these little surveys and hey, post a comment on what this stuff is. And here's a lot of the popular ones. You know, take a trip down memory lane, tell us what your first job was, or what's your favorite food, or what's your favorite color.
I know where you're going, Joe.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Now You See Me? No. Yeah, Now You See Me?
Yes.
The whole point of that movie, when he gets on the phone or on the plane and they're like, hey, let me try to read your mind to the main guy that they're going to hack. You know, your first pet was, you know, you're a real ruffian, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, his uncle's name.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, that's how they stole his information.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize it's these quote-unquote fun little games of finding out what your rap name is the color of your shirt and your street name. Guess what?
Yeah.
They don't care about the color of your shirt, but your street name.
Yep.
That's the answer to a lot of your security
Your first
questions
job,
for password recovery.
your pet, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, your first car. Wow.
Yeah, and and I see it almost on a daily basis.
You see people participating?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Are there people that you had to work on their stuff and you'd be like, all right, listen.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow, Joe.
Yeah, and these are the
you
same
definitely
people-
have a circus going on.
And these are the same people like 2 days later, my Facebook got hacked and I don't know how. Ooh, teacher, pick me, right over here, right here. I got this.
Call on Joe. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty slick.
using a street name in your password. I think is probably very common.
Well, or part of
Really?
the password recovery.
Really?
Yeah.
Street name?
Well, okay, so like if you forgot your password to Facebook, you know you had those security questions.
Oh,
for
yeah. Because it's always like your pet, your street name, your mom's maiden name, blah,
Or
blah,
your
blah.
high school, your high school
Yeah,
mascot,
your best friend.
Best friend.
Yeah.
first job.
Wow. I never put
Yeah.
that together because I haven't participated in that.
Yeah.
But now it makes sense. All right, so anybody out there listening to Help Desk with Joe, that's help right there that you need. Help 101 by Joe.
And I see this almost daily.
Daily.
Yes. And I will admit I've actually used this tactic one time. I had a customer, they brought their computer to me, and they didn't give me the password.
Yeah.
And I tried to log in the computer, and it said password hint, whatever it was, first job, whatever. I don't even remember what it was. And it's like, ooh, I just saw them make a post a couple days ago.
No
playing-
way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes. Playing one of those
You
games.
had it work.
Yeah. So I got on Facebook, got it, boom, didn't even have to call them.
Wow.
Didn't have to mess.
Man, that's mind blowing. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, I understand the concept, see how it works, but I
Right.
can't believe you actually had it play out in real world.
Yep.
Huh.
I'm one of the few people that was actually doing it for a good reason, but it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
But
so,
yeah, it's that easy.
so it's scary. It's like, okay, yeah, if I did it for a good reason, what's stopping somebody to do it for ill intent?
Yep. Justin, what's your password? Is it your street name
Hold
or your
on,
pet or?
hold on, Justin. What was your first job, and what's your mother's maiden name, and
Where'd you
and-
grow up?
where'd you say you like to eat out at? What's your favorite restaurant
Yeah.
again?
Jeez. And don't you have a dog, a pet?
Yeah.
You bet ya. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, didn't see that coming, and never would have put two and two together on that one, Joe.
And biggest majority of people don't because they think it's just a little silly, innocent
Yeah,
game.
silly game to entertain yourself because
Yeah.
you're bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Good tip.
So when you answer that question about what your rapper name would be, congratulations, you just won.
Yep. You won the grand prize.
Wow. That is unreal. Well, Joe, that is an outstanding tip, and that's why I like his show so much. is for just stuff like that the average person wouldn't realize.
Yeah. Well,
And man, you need a billboard that says this. Joe says, "Don't answer these dumb questions on social media because you're giving your information away."
for two reasons. One, you're giving out information. Two, nobody cares what your silly rapper name would be. I'm sorry.
What was your rapper name, Joe? Yeah. Speedy McWeasel.
Yeah.
Right? No.
Yeah.
Charleston Road. I don't know, I can't think of anything clever. But
Yeah.
not a whole lot that goes with Charleston Road. It's rough when you live out in the country. Your street name's always something jacked up.
Yeah.
Charleston Road.
Well, now,
Parkersburg Road.
or what about the poor people in Booger Hole, West Virginia?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now that's all right. So, yeah, what would be a funny name?
Besides Booger Hole.
Yeah, to go. I mean, there are some places I'm like, I'm glad I didn't grow up there.
Yeah.
Drive through and you're just like, oh, what a name
Well,
for a town.
Well, we have the one on Ripley Road, and you guys know which one I'm referring to, but I don't want to say it because I know that Facebook will take it down on that. Because there was a guy that actually got his account banned from Facebook several years ago over it. On the way to Ripley.
On the way to Ripley.
That has the big lake. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but please don't say the name because I don't want some kind of weird algorithm take us down.
I don't know.
On the way to Ripley, past Frozen Camp.
Oh, yes.
Big
They
lake
ha-
on the right.
That one road, yeah.
That turns back on the left as you're going towards Ripley. You drive past it every day.
Dude, I do drive. Yeah. You know how many times I've been to Ripley for soccer and everything else?
Keep your eyes peeled today, Dave.
I know. I'll have
Yeah.
to look today.
Yeah, because there's a guy that actually ended up on the news this has been a long time ago. He actually posted that he lives there.
In the town?
Yeah, and Facebook took his account down, thought he was making fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm going to text it to you.
I'm looking.
And please, like I said, please don't say.
I'm going to
'Cause-
say it out loud. You know it.
And I'm not trying to be hateful to anybody or detrimental, but I don't want Facebook algorithms that's claiming that we're posting some kind of hate speech, which we are not.
Is
Well, at least not
Is
about
it
this.
past Frozen Camp Road?
Yes. I'm texting it to you.
All right. Because I'm on Google Maps. I'm almost to Ripley. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been a long time ago, but
Yeah,
there was a
yeah.
guy that made a Facebook account because he lives there and said
Yeah.
that was his location, and Facebook thought he was making fun of it and making fun of this group of people, and
Yeah, I mean,
the algorithms.
yeah. Pick that up. I
Yep.
got you. I could see that.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to be hateful to anybody. I just don't
Yeah.
want
No, I got you.
don't want us to get flagged for anything. Because
Yeah.
we're not trying to be hateful with anybody with this. We're just saying this is
Yeah, the name of the road and how it kind of played out.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Anything else to go with your tip of the week? That's a big one.
All right. Just be
Don't
careful.
be a knucklehead.
Yeah.
I think you could say that every day,
Let's
Joe.
reiterate that point.
Everybody needs to hear that every morning, especially me. So, I'm going to wake up in the morning and be like texting you and Justin, be like, listen, I'm going to try hard not to be a knucklehead today. But I'm definitely not making any promises because my success rate is very, very low.
And then Justin will take side bets on how long it'll take. We'll figure out the over/under on that.
This morning, it was before I even got to work.
Oh,
I'm just
no.
telling you, the text group chat went off and the work issues is just like, oh, man. I can't even get to work before it starts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or you could just turn your phone off and go, I didn't get that text. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No, that's not. I don't know. That's not me. We deal with our issues. We handle our circus
As
one way or
painful as
another.
it is,
Yeah,
gotta
one
do
way
it.
or another. And it's funny. Denise takes the brunt of it. I feel bad for her. But daycares. Best thing we ever did. Worst thing we ever did. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we took a meandering path to get here, but I think we've covered it all, haven't we?
I think so.
A couple detours along the way, but it's par for the course.
Yeah, you have
Yeah, Justin, if you
Justin's
think...
chaperoning skills are right on point.
I was going to say, if you think it's bad this week with you being here, you should have been here last week when you
Oh,
wasn't
gosh,
here.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I
back
missed
and
you, buddy.
Watch that one.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I feel like you should reiterate that just quickly. Give us, we talked. Well, let's reiterate everything here. So we talked about Twitter, Apple earphone thingies.
Yeah, and Justin's a
AirPods
neti- and
that
and
help
Justin-
out the hearing impaired.
Right, and Justin's in etiquette.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
And the
So-
Google Maps.
Google
The
Maps.
bike, the future product review by Dave.
Yes.
on
Bike
bicycle with
pass on Google Maps.
The Google Map.
Yep. Okay.
And
And
then
then
this
of
week's-
course, tip of the week.
Yes.
Hit us with it, Joe.
Do not play these silly games on social media trying to decide what your rapper name is or find out which Star Trek character you most identify with by posting information.
Or, could you do it and just lie though?
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
always do
awesome.
that. Yeah, you can always do that.
Tip of the week, lie.
Lie on social media.
Yeah.
Like everybody else. That's what we're getting. Oh, jeez. You know, it's bad news when that's your solution. Just don't tell the truth. Have some fun with it, which, I mean, makes sense. Have some fun with it. Just don't make it truthful, but you can get yourself in trouble with that.
Right.
And don't share it with Dave, or you will be unfriended.
You'll be unfriended.
Yeah.
Just actually, all my friend list is pretty narrowed down now. So you know.
And yet somehow I still keep making the cut, so I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm not doing something
That-
right.
That's a mystery, yeah.
What is your rapper name, Joe? But see, you're smart enough to know you make up a fake one, so therefore,
Right, it wouldn't matter.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, great tip of the week as always, Joe. You're helping people out, man. That's such needed in this day, with everything that happens. Whew, good stuff. But if anybody has any questions on anything, or they want to, do what I have you do all the time, fix my computer issues, my technology issues, how do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com. Follow us on social media. We are on all the major platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. And all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
Nice. All right. Well, once again, support your local businesses. If you need any computer stuff, phone stuff, technology stuff, and I gotta say, I'm assuming like your camera part of your business is booming,
Yes.
because you turned me on to the Wise cams, and since we didn't talk about Wise yet, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in there. They are awesome.
Oh, did you know that they released a new PanCam version 2?
I think you were telling me about it.
Okay.
But you got me with the outdoor cams for my house, and I love them. And I was just telling Zach about them, and I was like, man, this is where you got to go, and showed him how it all worked. So, yeah, cool stuff, Joe. You're doing a great job, and we really appreciate it. And we know Cena runs everything behind the scenes, so really I should be saying good job, Cena. Thanks for
Yeah, she has a very hard job trying to keep me on
That's
task.
what I was going to say. Her job is to keep
Hats
you
off.
on
Just to feel her pain.
But, all right, so we'll be back next week for show 81. This is show 80, Help Desk with Joe, in the books. And, man, we are closing in. We're only 19 weeks away from 100.
That's right.
We fought through the pandemic and everything that goes along with it, and we'll continue to fight, have this show, because it provides everybody with great information and knowledge. So, for myself, Joe, and Justin, we'll be back next week. Thanks for joining us here in Spencer, West Virginia at the Patch Turned Up Studios. Everybody have a great week.